And we're back in session. The council, is there a motion to come out of the executive session?
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Gentlemen,
Okay. You have anything else you want to say on your project?
wrap up.
We,
I think you said it.
yeah.
Okay. Well, don't feel bad about it. I mean, you don't have to, sometimes you don't.
I mean, I think we believe it's pretty clear, and we think it's a great project, and, you know, like we said before,
So do I think. I think it's,
So do I.
We all have thought that. We just
We all
have some
did.
questions, that's all.
we,
and we
Don't
could be
don't-
jeopardized if we can't get through this, and that's why we're here, and
I
we want
understand.
to work with you and get this done.
we do get it.
That's why I vote for them, they're good people.
Mr. Dice.
Yes. Sometimes less is better.
Yeah.
Don't snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. I remember a judge told me that a long time ago. So we'll see you Tuesday. This application then will be acted upon Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
See
guys,
you
very
Tuesday.
much.
Tim, if we'll go over to motions, please.
Okay, for Tuesday, we have a motion to be a friend of the festival sponsor in the amount of $100 for the North American Martyrs Summer Festival, July 8th to 11th, 2015.
Questions or comments on this item before you, council? Seeing none, Tim, if you'll move on.
Okay, this second motion deals with the bond refinancing that we had last month, and it's a motion to appoint Manufacturer and Traders Trust Company as escrow agent for the general obligation bonds series of 2010 and for the general obligation bonds series of 2011 in connection with the refunding series of the 2015 bonds to be issued by the municipality superseding all prior appointments. And the reason why this is on here is because BNY Mellon was the escrow agent that was contained within the ordinance, and that had to be changed because Piper Jaffray used the same escrow agent in the last bond refinancing we did in 2012, so it just makes it easier.
Questions or comments on this item before you, council? Seeing none, we'll move over to resolutions, and Tim, if you'll continue.
Okay, a resolution for the disposition of records as set forth in the Municipal Records Manual for the Tax Office and Finance Department. This is just disposal of records that has to be approved
Housekeeping item.
exactly by
Okay.
council.
Once again, council, any comments or questions on this resolution before you? Tim, if you would.
Okay, item number 2 is a resolution approving a project to be considered by the Monroeville Finance Authority, which includes the proposed issuance of the authority's revenue note in an aggregate principal amount not expected to exceed $72,470,000 and the loan of such proceeds to UPMC, a Pennsylvania nonprofit corporation, provided that the taxing power of the municipality of Monroeville should not be obligated in any way with respect to the note, and declaring the financing of such project as desirable for the health, safety, and welfare of the people in the municipality. Any questions on the MFA resolution?
No, I just want to make it known that the representatives from the UPMC will be here on Tuesday night to answer questions. So the questions I've been asked by a couple of the residents, they will be answered on Tuesday night, and then you'll understand what's happening with that.
Tim, if you would.
Okay, item 3 is a resolution authorizing the advertising for bids for the 2015 road resurfacing program. And Paul, if you wanted to go over that right now?
Sure. I handed out the council a memorandum, sort of outlining, back in March, we gave a presentation on how we get to this point with looking at the roadway system. What you have in front of you is a breakdown of the 4 different components of it, and attached to that is a spreadsheet with the types of surfaces and the roads.
Questions or comments for Paul?
I'm a little weak in the 6th ward.
I don't know if this is the proper time to
Like 600.
bring this up, but I've requested counsel, and I've talked to Paul, and I've pretty much put it out there that McClure Road is taking a hit, not only for the new water line, but has been under disrepair for a while, for some time now, and I'd like to get it repaired properly. Now,
It's done as a seal coat. Is that not what you're looking for?
I-
Well,
No,
you have
no, I
listed
think
as
what
a
Ron,
seal
let
coat.
me just fill in the blanks here. I think what Ron's looking for is, you know, a traditional paving project to be done. You know, the Westmoreland County Municipal Authorities in the process of putting a water line through McClure Road and has disrupted some of that roadway. We've been in discussions with them because they do have to repair what they've damaged. But at the end of the day, they're still not, they're going to repair it, but it's still not to a point where paving it is a ideal thing at this point, because it's only going to last for 2 years. I mean, the road wasn't built properly in the beginning. To reconstruct the entire roadway and pave it would take, you know, probably $250,000, $300,000 to do that. You know, what we're looking to do in here is doing as much structural repair as possible with the restoration of the water line, and then putting a seal coat over top of it, which will, you know, seal the road up, give you a better surface. But it's, at the end of the day, it's not the same as a paving project. But to pave over what we have today, even after doing the structural fixes, the road's not going to last. It's built on red clay. It moves every year, every freeze thaw. It moves, and to reconstruct it to that point is because it's going to cost a lot of money.
Does that answer your issue there, Ron?
Wasn't a question, it was a request.
I think he just got told no.
Pretty much.
I got a question.
Sure.
I see Jameson Lane on here.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't it a bright, that's like the nicest road we have.
If you look at under the fog seal, if you look under the last, where it says last paved, you'll see all those dates are within the last 2 years. We fog seal the roads that we paved in the last 2 years because studies show that they extend the life of the road by 5 to 7 years. So everything that has been paved over the last 2 years is what will get a fog seal on it.
And that's
I
to
just
hold the
showed my
the
ignorance for
pavement
everybody, didn't I?
I'm
for a
sorry?
longer period of time. Doing
Yeah,
this is
it's a-
that program that you guys were talking about. to
Exactly.
us.
It's a
Keep
roadway.
the road
It's a roadway preservation
preservation.
project.
Okay.
And that's the same thing with the crack sealing. It's the first step of preserving your roadway system.
Okay.
Now, after you do the fog seal, 2 years after
Yes.
paving, when would be the next time on that same road would be another fog seal?
It will not happen again. Fog seal is a one-time application. The next step after that would be crack sealing. So eventually, you know, through your freeze-thaw cycle, you start getting large cracks, then you do the crack sealing.
So my next question, actually, the crack sealing, will you, do you just drive around and visually inspect all the roads?
Yes.
When it says various, you just go through all the...
I mean, that's how this was developed, Doc, is that, you know, every road was inspected.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
I don't think you're gonna sound like
Question.
that.
I'm sure it's not on here, but it's just a question concerning the road. Route 22, Municipal Authority, where they dug it all up, and we have the great big hump that goes up and down, and
It's-
if you're coming
it's-
the other way, it goes this way. Or
Yeah.
do we have any idea who's going to fix that and when? I get a lot of people asking me.
Can I put you on a spot or not?
Well, you know who's going to fix it.
I talked
Monroe
to Jim
Municipal.
Hunter.
I mean, the
today.
municipal authority is obligated to fix it.
I
The
know
water
that.
line that
gonna also
broke during
fix
the
the road,
wintertime,
right?
they have to fix it. I don't know
Jim
when.
Hunter told me
I believe
today,
they have an
Paul.
agreement with a contractor
Oh, do they?
to fix the road, and they're working with PennDOT as to.
Yeah, they're being
Okay.
pressed.
I understand.
PennDOT's
They're
pressing
going
them.
to be required.
It's just traffic calming.
I understand. I know it had nothing to do with this, but I just.
Traffic calming.
What do you say? Traffic what?
Traffic calming.
Like a speed bump.
That's 2015 talk.
Any other questions for Paul on this item before you, counsel?
I never heard what everybody said about McClure Road. I didn't hear.
He said it would cost 250,000, 300,000?
Yeah, but I didn't say reach into your pockets and find it, but I thought I was going to get some assistance on maybe planning for its repair. Okay.
I mean, we could put it in future capital projects, but, you know, with the current budget, this was sort of a best fit program, combination of road preservation and paving.
Sean, is that the force of Monroeville putting that in, or is that Westmoreland putting that in on McClure? Are we doing that?
No, that's, Westmoreland is doing that
Okay.
work.
I would think there's some understanding with them concerning McClure Road and what they're going to do about it. I mean, you might want to check.
It's a good idea.
I mean, they're the ones that are tearing it up.
There is. I mean, but let's be clear, the road wasn't in premium condition. at the
Ron's not
start.
asking
that
that.
matters.
What he wants to do is, what kind of state are they going to leave it in?
Well, at the end, they have to repair what they damaged. That's what they're gonna have to do.
I think he wants, maybe there's a way to get a little better description than just, I understand that's the general test. But I mean, are they going to come in and pave a lane? Or are they going to just, are they going
Can you get
to
something
repair it?
in writing from
Yeah,
them?
Well, no, I mean, we've been in discussions with them. I
Okay.
mean, but at the end, we're trying to get them to make as much structural repairs as possible to strengthen the road up. Now, at the end, they could fix those areas, and we could reopen the road as is. But if you put a seal over top of it, it's going to further enhance it.
So is McClure Road going to get sealed?
Yes.
Oh,
And you have it in black and white from,
Well, yeah, they're obligated under the road occupancy permit that they have to do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
what I
help, Ron.
think, what I think Mr. Harvey had asked last time is, whatever they're required to do, what amount would that take from what we would have to do to repave the whole road? Like, are they obligated to 100,000, so it would leave 150,000 for the borough? That kind of trade-off. Where does that lie?
I'll give you more detail.
Okay,
does that help you a little bit, Ron?
is that what,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about, if we took their budget money, because we're repairing a broken road, is that?
I'm sorry?
We're repairing a road that is damaged to the point where,
I still think that once you get the money that they have to put in for their restoration and to achieve what you want to achieve, you're still going to have to put at least $200,000 in.
On top of that?
on top of that?
Yes.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they're gonna come in, they're gonna cut the road,
Yes.
they're gonna dig the pipe, they're gonna backfill with stone, and they're gonna pave the section that they've taken out.
Correct. And they've done most of that already, Steve.
I think, Ron, what the subject is, the base is so deteriorated on that road. Now, if they were gonna come in and take, a portion of the road out, rebase it, and pave it, that's what you're looking for.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make false statements, but they're gonna come in, put the pipe in, and any
And
asphalt.
it's done. That part's already done.
So, and they're gonna bring it back.
They have
to the-
backfilled it with cold patch at this point because of,
So now they'll
the
take the
winter
cold
one,
patch out, put
right.
the hot patch in.
Exactly.
But the base is already in,
correct.
the backfill with stone.
The stone is already in, the pipe is in.
And that's just gonna take fix the portion of the road, the width of the ditch.
My point exactly, and what I was trying to get across is that whether that water line got put in or not, McClure Road needed repaired.
Right.
So I was trying to prevent them from wasting money repairing a road that needs fixed properly.
But to do that you're having an apple and an orange.
They're not repairing very
Two
much.
different things. I mean, to repair that road the way it has to be, you have to do a full depth reclamation of it and repave the entire road.
Okay, is it going to be at least any better than it was?
Yes.
Any other questions again, council? Tim, if you would.
Okay, item number 4 is a resolution authorizing a grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for the automated red light enforcement program for the Minerva Boulevard and Wingate Drive traffic signal project. Paul, you want to elaborate on this a little bit?
Yeah, this is another grant application, a grant opportunity that we want to submit for, and it's through this program that Tim had just mentioned. It's through PennDOT. PennDOT is who administers and distributes these grants. Wingate Drive is the next signal that has to be replaced. It's a major signal, a lot of cost. It's $280,000 signal replacement. They will pay for the cost of the construction. We'd have to pay for the engineering portion of it. So it would be, the municipality would have to pay about $40,000 in engineering fees, but through the program, it would be about a $240,000 grant.
Questions or comments, council?
How How do you pick which lights get picked for these?
Similar to the roads, you'd have to look at the age of it, how it's constructed. If you look at the Wingate Drive signal, 2 of the posts are what they call Core 10 steel poles, which are poles that were put in the 60s, early 70s, which are poles that we should be removing because they deteriorate from the inside out. You really can't tell unless you do what's called a sounding test.
Okay,
2 of the corners have those poles. The other 2 corners are actually mounted on utility poles, which you're not even allowed to do that anymore. You have to put them on a separate pole.
okay.
So, and you also have to look at the controller and the lights themselves and the age of those.
So a
So,
lot goes into picking which
Oh,
light you're
abs-
going to.
absolutely.
Okay, great.
Any other questions or comments on this item before you?
Wingate Drive is the road by Tech One Park by the Shogun
That's correct.
and Huntley.
That's correct.
Once again, any other further questions or comments? Thank you, Tim. We'll move over to reports of our municipal staff, and Bruce, you're up first.
I have nothing.
Tim,
Nothing.
Paul,
Nothing.
and Sean.
Yes, excuse me, good night, or good evening, council. In front of you is a graph and chart that was created that gives you kind of a budget overview. This was per the instruction of Manager Little to start acclimating council and the public to where our spending is and where we are going to be. Thanks, Joe, for sticking that up there.
Okay.
But the way that this is broken down, as you can see from the graphics, is by Public Works, Culture and Recreation, General Government, Interest, other is a minuscule item, and Public Safety. The numbers that are in front of you are actually how much year-to-date that we have spent on those respective departments. As you can see, and I'm rounding the numbers up to the nearest 100,000, Public Safety has been 3.56 million year-to-date as of April 30th, 2015. Our Public Works Department has been 2.48 million. Culture and Recreation has been 725,000. Our General Government was 1.28 million. Interest on debt has been 200,000 year-to-date, and the other is 1,300, which that's just a catch category. If you flip your page, council, you'll see what Culture and Recreation actually is. The next time the graph is produced, I'd like to get the actual departments in there, but 4,500 is Parks and Recreation. You can see your Human Services, Leisure Learning, the Municipal Library and its components, Cable TV, and that is what makes up the totals that, if you turn back to the pie chart, equals 724,799. Turning the page, General Government is defined as the mayor and municipal council, the manager's office, tax collection, earned income tax, Department of Law, Finance, Information Systems, Insurance, Planning, Zoning, Economic Development, Engineering, Electronic Equipment, Interest and Transfers, and the Monroeville Municipal Authority. Lastly is the interest on long-term debt, which is graphed out, of 200,788. And the other, as you can see here, are basically library restricted fund of $1,300. And under public safety, that is all the elements of the police force, including ambulance and the communication center, the 9/11 center. Public Works includes everything from the superintendent through the community park, and everything is categorized by numbers, so anything that's in the 3,000s is a division of Public Works. And that's where we are as of this point in time, April the 30th. Thus far, we have spent $8,252,755.68. We have encumbrances on the book of $1.246 million. And we have an available budget of $23,024,717.87, which represents a usage of 29.2% of the total funds available 4 months in. Do you have any questions?
No, well, my only comment I would have is that We put this online for the residents to review. I don't think that, this is not national secret stuff, so, Mr. Little, if you would.
Yeah, definitely. Just to follow up what Sean has gone over, I mean, moving into the year 2016, and Sean gave a presentation at the beginning of this year to all of the employees, and council has a copy of that presentation. Staff wants to keep council informed as we move along here before we begin the 2016 budget process. So you have an idea of where we are once we present a budget to you come October. Not to just all of a sudden present a budget and not understanding where we are and where we're coming from when we present a budget for the 2016 fiscal year.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Moving to our reports of our council, Tom, we'll start off with you.
Nothing tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Steve?
Well, I have, as was stated by a resident earlier tonight, it's Tuesday, May 19th, Election Day, and I hope to see all the residents and the Sixth Ward residents at the polls. I'll be there all day, and if there's any questions, I'll be there to answer them.
Very good. Paul?
Two quick things. The first one, I just wanted to thank the Water Authority. There was a pipe broke right near my house, well, down from my house near the Forbes Hospital, but they repaired it and had the road back in good shape in less than a week. It was pretty amazing, so thank you. Second and last thing is the residents of Patton Park that contacted me about some of the upgrades and things that just needed done. Thank you, Paul and Mike Adams. They went out and took a look at it, and within the next few weeks, those upgrades will be taking place. So just wanted to thank you guys for that, too. That's all I have for tonight.
Jim?
Yes, sir. Monroeville Convention Center, a few things going on. Today through the 9th, the Spring Pan Coin Show is going on. 37th Annual Business Opportunity Fair is Wednesday, May 13th. The Pittsburgh Folk Festival is May 15th and 16th. Butterfly Wishes, 6th Annual Fashion Show is going on May 16th. I've been practicing, so I'm still going to get it wrong. Kumite, Classic Entertainment Corporation. Thank you, sir. May 22nd and 23rd. The Pennsylvania Polka and Ethnic Food Festival is going on Saturday, May 30th and 31st. And then one other thing, I would like to thank all the folks that helped me clean up Northern Pike Hill. This is my 7th trip, along with some other folks up and down that hill, and sooner or later, I think it'd be easier to put a dumpster there, let them throw it in there. I'm done.
Well, the majority of my report was kind of covered under the road resurfacing in McClure Road, because that was a big part of my question. Again, reminding everybody that it's Motorcycle Safety Month. Keep your eyes open, please. The other question was answered by the people that were here, and executive session about the CVS soil remediation. Everybody should remember that Monday the 25th is Memorial Day, and our parade to honor the veterans, both past and present. I hope I see you there. And that's it.
Nick?
Yeah, just remind everyone that the Monroeville Community Pool is going to be opening shortly, so you can join at the Recreation Department here. A lot of great family rates for the upcoming summer. And along the lines of what Mr. Caleri mentioned about Patton Park, right? That, any residents, if you're in our parks or even just around town, if there's anything that, needs to be repaired or not in working order or any suggestions, please, contact your council people and we'll make sure if we can get things fixed, we will. That's all I have for this evening.
Linda?
The new senior newsletter's out. Please, everybody, get a copy and look through it. There's so much stuff in here. But the main thing I want to tell you about is a Senior Health and Fitness Week. It's going to be from Tuesday, May 26th through Friday, May 29th. They have something different every day from Tuesday to Friday. They have a lot of free classes, so you can try things out. So maybe it'd be something you want to participate in. They've really put a great program together for that. So please check it out. Also, the motorcycle safety, let's all remember, yes, it's gotten nice out, so people are taking their motorcycles out, but we also are going to have kids out there on their bikes and all that, so please be aware of your surroundings when you're driving, and that's all I have.
Paul, you had one more
I
issue.
did one. I just wanted to give a friendly reminder. This has been bothering me, and I've been bothering Tim with it and Mark with it. Business owners, help us out. Those little signs that you're putting everywhere, you're not allowed to do that. Those signs are reserved. You can put them on personal property, but you can't nail things to telephone poles. You can't stick them on things on the signs on the side of the highway advertising your business. It looks bad, and we are collecting the signs. I may have some in my trunk. I'll be glad to give them back to you, but just to keep that in mind, please, to help keep everything keep Monroeville looking nice.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
And I'll be real quick as well.
Not the political side.
I'd like to thank Joe Sedlak and all the staff that made, I think, our cleanup day was a success. If you were there, you seen the facility was filled. I mean, that pavilion, you couldn't have barely put anybody else in there. So kudos to you, Joe, and all the crew that worked with you, and to all the residents, thank you for coming out. I think it's definitely a worthy program. And just real quick, Memorial Day was already mentioned. Please try to attend. It's on the 25th. And please get out there and vote on the 19th. And with that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night.
I know.